Coach Robin, life transitions with Coach Robin. No matter what you're going through, you always have someone that you can talk to. Life transitions with Coach Robin.
Welcome family to Life Transitions with Coach Robin here on 108 Praise Radio, where we are voicing the gospel around the world 24/7. Life Transitions with Coach Robin, a show where we champion life transitions together. Family, thank you. Thank you for choosing and allowing me to be your personal life coach, motivator, resource, and friend. Today on Life Transitions with Coach Robin, we have a new segment, 101, the Coach Talks. Yes, I got something to say today, guys. And I believe, truly, I really believe it is going to be a blessing. So call up your sister, your brother, get on social media, invite family and friends, and let them know that Coach Robin is on, and the coach is going to talk tonight, and she has a word. She has something that is going to bless your socks off. So don't touch that dial.
So great, Jesus in all things. I've seen a glimpse of your heart, a billion years. Still I'll be singing. How can I praise you enough? How can I praise you enough? You are the Lord Almighty, outshining all the stars in the glory. Your love is like the wildest ocean. Oh, nothing else compares. Creation calls all to the Savior.
Welcome back, family. I told you we want to do a little something different today, and I believe I think it's going to be a blessing to you. As your coach, I try to, a lot of times bring phenomenal people in to talk, to teach, to give practical application, to edify, to motivate, all those wonderful things that we all need during every transition in our life. But today, I really believe that it's a time for us to have a real personal conversation. So I need you to come close. I really want us to have a conversation about allowing God to really conceive His vision within you. I want you to allow God this season to really become so intimate with you. And when I say this, I want you to not get your stinking thinking out of the way and come with your coach. I'm going to use some language that normally people use that may not be, they've misconstrued it, but I want us to have to be intimate with God, and for you to understand in layman's term to have intercourse in a sense where he can deposit in you what he wants for you to conceive in this season of your life. And one thing we talked about before on the show is, before we get down to intimacy, I want us to do some self-care. Because before, we've talked about it, I want to say before about, during our health segment, about prenatal care. And I want us to think of ourselves, even you men, of being carriers of a great, priceless being inside of us. This great, priceless vision that God wants to impart in us. And ejaculate, if I could say it, ejaculate inside of us, that we can carry it for 9 months. But before we get to that place, because when you talk about intercourse, everybody likes to get into the real feel good of intercourse, but nobody wants to talk about the self-care that you need to prepare your body. No woman or no man wants to lay down with someone, anybody in their right mind, who is unclean, foul odors, just stanky. The disposition is wrong, thoughts in the wrong place, and you like, baby, I want to have a moment with you, but you scattered in all your thoughts and you're not really into them. So we want to, before we really get into the intimacy and the opportunity where God can really ejaculate into us his vision and wants us to conceive and hold it in our womb and prepare for 9 months. We want to prepare our bodies for intercourse. We want to prepare our bodies for intimacy, and we want to do what we need to do. So that means we got to, in this case, I was talking about foul smelling in your body and those different things are turn-offs. Well, how about your negative thinking being a turn-off? How about your unwillingness to prepare being a turn-off? How about your unwillingness to research and to get out of the norm, for you to get out of being so, you're talking so negative and your surroundings are negative. You're unwilling to tap into other cultures and other avenues. You're unwilling to expand your thinking. Can all be a turnoff to God. As if, a woman's vagina that's not clean can be a turnoff for a man. Can you imagine a God that wants to really deposit in you, wants to be intimate with you, but you keep on rejecting, or you're not, I would say even before rejection, you're not creating an atmosphere where he can come and be intimate with you. I got so many things I want to tell her. I got so many things I want to tell him, but I can't even get in their space, because every time I try to come in their space, we used to always say in worship, we want our worship to be a sweet aroma to our Father's nostrils. He's like, I can't even get in their presence, because every time they open their mouth, there's just, it's fumes. Their thinking is so toxic. They won't allow me to help them clean up, help them prepare their body, help them, so I can now get intimate with them, and I can ejaculate inside of them what I want them to now carry. And as they carry, be preparing for the vision to come to pass. So I just want you to walk with me. It may sound a little graphic, but sometimes, we have allowed words that really weren't nasty words. We have allowed the world, we allowed society, we have allowed, our surroundings to make certain words, vulgar when they're not. These are detailed, words that create a visual, that open your mind to what God wants to do and what He wants you to be open to. And we've made it, we made it very vulgar. We've made the word seem vulgar. That's what I want to say. When the words are just descriptive of how God really wants us to allow Him to impart inside of us, so we can now birth out what He wants us to birth out in the land. Because what we birth out not only impacts us as individuals, it impacts our children, it impacts our community, it impacts our church, it impacts, politics. It impacts so many things that we cannot allow any longer. We can't afford to allow any longer our inability or our our not being aware of, our ignorance, to stop us from being all that God has created us to be. All that He has created us to be. Is time, guys, to conceive. It's time to birth. It's time. And we have to now prepare our self-care. It's time for us to prepare our minds and our heart and our body, our soul, our mind, our will, and our emotions, so we can be fertile ground. We can be a place where God wants to lay with us, so we can produce now. We can produce now. It's time to produce. It's time to produce. It's time to produce.
Jesus in all things, I've seen a glimpse of your heart. A billion years, still I'll be singing. How can I praise you enough? How can I praise you enough? You are the Lord Almighty, outshining all the stars in the glory. Your love is like the wildest ocean. Oh, nothing else compares. Creation calls all to the Savior. We are alive for your praise. In earth and sky, no one is higher. Our God of wonders you reign. Oh, our God of wonders you reign.
Coach Robin.